Good evening, everyone. I want to welcome all of you. I am the father of the groom, Ben, and this is my wife, Julie, for those of you who have not met her. And we're so happy to celebrate with you tonight. I must admit I'm excited to be hosting the first event of the weekend after my daughter Lauren and Bailey's wedding. It's nice that the smaller dinner is tonight and the Chapmans are hosting the larger dinner tomorrow night. But we're looking forward to it. Also wanted to take a minute to thank Doug Rennie and his staff here this evening for our dinner. We got a chance to spend a little bit of time. Yes, thanks. We got a chance to spend a little bit of time with Doug. Kind of an interesting story of how he made his way to Evansville. So if you get a chance to talk to him about that, it's pretty neat. Also wanted to thank Chelsea and the Evansville Museum. What a great venue, and she's been a huge help. If you ever get a chance to go through the exhibit, I would encourage you to do that as well. I also certainly want to thank Julie. I have a small role in helping tonight, but she really makes everything happen. Not just tonight, but for our family. We celebrated 34 years of marriage this year, and we have 4 great kids, and I can't imagine anybody else beside me. I love you. Julie and I have been to a lot of weddings over the past couple of years. Of course, as I mentioned, my daughter Lauren and her husband Ben and Bailey and Jake and several of our other friends. As the weekend ends, she and I usually look back and we always remark how much fun it was, how much love was shared, how much celebration there was. So please enter this weekend full of joy and happiness and share that spirit with friends, family, and certainly Dylan and Abbey. So Julie and I are going to share the speech responsibilities tonight. So I've got just a few things I'll share about Dylan and Abbey and then turn it back over to her. For Dylan, I thought I would try to find 3 words, which is tough, to describe him. Tenacious, energetic, and he certainly has heart. Tenacious. When Dylan gets a notion to do something, you better look out. He is all in. Maybe it's building a fire pit. Maybe it's deciding to open a coffee shop or 6. Weightlifting in high school. CrossFit. For how many years did you do that? A year or so? 2 years? And now he's running and he plans on running a marathon this fall. Or maybe the time when he was younger and he decided to tape 500 pencils to the back of his door in his room. He commits to something and then goes for it. When he met Abbey, he certainly saw something amazing in her, and he was so smitten with her. I know he will be tenacious and completely committed to her. And he's energetic, so he stays busy. He does not like to be idle. His legs shaking right now. He is a doer. He enjoys accomplishing things and using his time and energy to get things done. He typically wants to move fast. Recently, he and Abbey have been playing pickleball with friends and family. They also like to take walks. Their honeymoon is in Banff, Canada, where they plan to kayak on the lake and take hikes. With all that energy, he does sleep, though, every now and again. He usually falls asleep very quickly. Abbey says as soon as his head hits the pillow, he is asleep. But Father Nunning, Abbey, that's not at night. Abbey doesn't see him doing that at night. That's when he's taking a nap or something during the day. And he certainly has heart. He's a very considerate person. Through all this tenacity and high energy, somehow he sees people. I'm a little jealous of this trait. He obviously got it from his mom. When he meets new people, he knows their name, he can tell you about them. And then he has good instincts about new people. Certainly they've noticed this, and I've noticed this as he's hired staff for the coffee shop. No prejudices, just listening and trying to find a match. And so over the past couple of years, I've watched he and Abbey interact, and Dylan will listen and respect Abbey. They may not always agree, but they are listening. Now it's Aberdeen. So I have a visual aid and a gift that I kind of want to use as I talk about Abbey. So I don't know if do you have a minute to kind of come up here with me? So one thing about Abbey that I learned early on with the Klipsch family is that we are very competitive and huge Packer fans. In fact, Getty and I were just talking the other day about in just a couple of months we have the first preseason game. I'm sure Abbey knew that well and is ready to get the wedding stuff over so we can get that behind us and get on with the season. At any rate, Abbey got to see our family in action when everyone would come over and watch the games. Food, decorations, game blaring on the TV, fun times when we win, and let's say things can get a little intense when it's close or we're losing. I'm sure she can tell you how loud I can yell at the TV. But Julie says I'm not helping at all, but I'm sure I've willed them to win a few times. Nonetheless, being the trooper she is, she has embraced our tradition. But her game day apparel is not so good. Well, it's also worth mentioning that this year we hope to have a breakout year for our starting quarterback, Jordan Love. Now that's kind of fun. He has such a cool last name, Love. That's all right, I got it. So I thought it would be nice if we got her a jersey so that she would look a little bit better when she came to our games. You don't have to wear it now.
Okay.
I was going to have you wear the cheese head, but I thought, well, I wasn't going to make you do that. Please raise your glass with me, and here's to Dylan and Abbey for a loving and fulfilling marriage. Cheers.
Okay, so in my family, fathers get to speak at the daughter's wedding. Fathers get to speak at the rehearsal dinner. I'm like, I'm speaking. So I'm Julie, Dylan's mom, and Abby's favorite mother-in-law. Hopefully her only mother-in-law. I just threw this part in an hour ago because I read Ben's speech, but I need to thank my husband. But seriously, he is absolutely our rock. He doesn't believe it. He is a true treasure to our family. He's everything you would want a husband and father to be and more. I am blessed, and I thank God for him every day. We love you, Ben, and happy Father's Day to Ben and all the fathers in the room. To begin, as we've been preparing for this weekend, Jenny and I have had many chats and get-togethers and talks, and it's interesting that we both are believers and close to God and pray a lot, and she has prayed for a Dylan, and I have prayed for a Abbey for a long while. So we are very blessed that they found each other, and that God is truly amazing that he is making this happen. So over the years, I've learned in our family, when you've acquired a special name from Ben, you're a keeper and you're in the family. I have big print, so it's not a long speech. Here are a few of ours. My name is Bean. We have a Lauren Teeny. Lauren. We have a Bailey Annie. We have a Big D. We have a O-Dubby. We have a Getty. We have a Jakers, but my sister's dog's name was that, so that didn't stick. So we're still trying to figure that part out. And then there was Abigail, and we quickly learned that that is not her name. She is Abby Lynn. So he moved on to Aberdabber, Ab, and he finally landed on Aberdeen, which I think was with the help of Lauren Teeny. So we all truly call her Aberdeen, and it is with so much love that we do so. So lucky us. Even luckier us with Abby comes an absolutely most precious family in Jenny and Jim, Jenny, Jordan, Colleen, Graham, Evie, Margot, Grandma Betty, and Nani. We are so excited to have gained all of you, and we hope that you'll be a big part of our lives as well. Sorry. I wanted to share a few short stories about the beautiful couple and how I know they are meant to be together. Our family first met Abbey 1 week after their first date. 1 week, which we all know that was at the Cracker Barrel. Dylan invited her to play pickleball. As many of you know, the Klipschman received all of the competitive genes in our entire family, so I was a bit nervous on how Dylan would play in front of his new friend. To my surprise, he didn't try to lure her in the kitchen or slam the ball at her. He actually offered the women an opportunity to play. Abbey fit right in, as she's an excellent tennis player, and she slammed it right back at him. When we play as a family, it's usually the men slamming the ball as hard as they can, and the women sitting on the picnic table talking because we don't have anything to prove. So that day showed us that Dylan was in it to win it, and he wanted to win Abbey over only after a week. He was a true gentleman, and Abbey came back a week later to dinner at our house. Fast forward to February of 23. Dylan, Abbey, and her grandmother, Nani, were out to eat at the Bonefish. I won't go into great detail, but Abbey choked on a piece of her filet that's not really funny, but now that we're past it, it's funny. Abbey grabbed Dylan, shoved him behind her. He had no idea what was going on, did not know she was choking until he did that. So without knowing what was going on, without hesitation, he performed the Heimlich on her. All the while thinking, I've never done this. What if I break her ribs? Oh my God. But no one is helping her, so I guess I will. The food came out, and they were left very traumatized. Even in this traumatic situation, they worked as a team together. Abbey shoved him back there, and Dylan did it. So Abbey put Dylan behind her, and she said he saved her life.
You did.
He did. She hasn't had steak a lot since then. My last story takes place last May 25th, the night before the engagement. Abbey started tossing her cookies the night before in a very dramatic way. She was very ill, not kidding around. Dylan took her to the hospital about 2 a.m. After a long while there, as we all know, in the ER, she was sent home. They gave her a shot. She wasn't so great. Abbey said he was the best caregiver. There was a lot of texting going on during this whole time. I mean, she is in the hospital, and Dylan's like, oh my gosh, how am I gonna do this? If I pick another date, everybody's coming in, and I got this ring, and oh my gosh. And I'm like, of course, the mom, you need to pick another day because she wants to enjoy it, and if she doesn't feel good, blah, blah, blah. Well, immediate gratification for this generation. So he was gonna do it now. So the ring was burning a hole in his pocket, and he was, let me find my thoughts here, and his heart was bursting with excitement and love. He chose to do it now, and as we all know, they did get engaged on May 26th, which is Jim and Jenny's anniversary date as well as ours. As Jenny mentioned to me, Dylan has already mastered in sickness and in health. Abbey, I'm gonna cry. You are as genuine as they come. Sorry. Your heart is pure. We all can say your smile lights up a room. Your kindness is felt by all. You are so beautiful. You love God. Your wit makes us smile and laugh at just the right moment, doesn't it, Lauren? You wear your heart on your sleeve. You are always willing to help. You are the best teacher. You have become so close to each of my kids, and you're the best auntie to Meredith. You're truly a perfect fit in every way to Dylan and our family. Sorry. Dylan, my son, you gotta look over here. You are a blessing to me in so many ways. You are kind. Your heart is bursting with empathy. Your smile is beautiful. You wear your heart on your sleeve. You are always up for a challenge. You will find a remedy to any situation. You set lofty goals for yourself and attain them every time. You love all animals. This one's for Abby. You are neat and tidy. You are so sensitive. You are the hardest worker, and you would do anything for your family. I think we can all agree when you add Dylan and Abby's traits together, they are a power couple that will complete each other perfectly. I would like to propose a toast for a lifetime of happiness and love to Abby and Dylan. Cheers. Okay, next we have a few people that would like to say a few words, and we're going to start with Colleen.
Hey everyone, I'm Colleen. I am sister-in-law to Abby. Just wanted to come up here and say a few words in preparation for a fun weekend that we all have together. First off, thank you, Ben and Julie, for putting this on. This is amazing. So thoughtful. Everything is perfect. It's great. Yes, thank you. And thank you, Jim and Jenny, for tomorrow. We all know it's going to be awesome. So, Abby, I knew you were too cool for school from day one. Sequence berries, right?
Yes.
Yep. Limited to get up?
Absolutely.
Yep. It was great. Style has changed a little bit, but you're still the same fun, loving, silly, faithful, kind-hearted girl that so lovingly welcomed me into your circle from 12 years ago. I love our Target runs, our heart-to-hearts, our Jonas Brother jams, watching you love on my kiddos, and especially when you ruin family night. I have so many core memories, which is a pitch for Inside Out 2 coming out soon, with you in it. Order entire pizza and gummy bears to our room after dinner, absolutely. And am so unbelievably happy you have found someone so perfect for you to add to them. Dylan, Jordan and I feel, hi. Jordan and I had a feeling you were the ones since the day Abby told us about you. There was something about her tone when she was talking about you. I specifically remember like in the car, probably on a Target run, maybe Starbucks. And then we met you and there was no question. You two have this amazing dynamic together that seems so genuine and comfortable from the start. I love to see how supportive you are to Abby, but still not afraid to rein her in. I'm still laughing about the Aura ring thing. Did you ever get it? No.
I returned it.
Okay. So, way to go. Stick to your guns. When I look at your relationship, I see a beautiful foundation for a long-lasting and fun marriage. So even when things are tough, just come back to this time and remember the words of the early 2000s pop rock sensations. When you look me in the eyes and tell me that you love me, everything's all right. Do you know who that's from?
Jonas Brothers.
Yeah. I'm so honored to be part of your day tomorrow, and I'm so happy we can all be here to celebrate the two of you. So raise your glass, give a toast.
Cheers.
Congratulations, guys. All right. I'm so happy for you guys.
Well, I'm Phil, and I'm one of Dylan's grandparents that are here tonight. And Dylan calls me Zadie, which is Yiddish for grandfather. And being a grandfather at a wedding event is really great. I don't have to wear a tux. I get a couple meals out of this. I have no responsibilities. And I have some status. Julie did ask me if I wanted to speak, and I thought it was great. I've always wanted to be able to stand up in front of a big group like this and sing a song.
Oh my God.
I'm not going to. So, obviously I've known Dylan and the rest of the kids from the very beginning. Grammy and I would babysit along with Gail, one of the other grandparents sitting back there, and when Ben and Julie would go out of town. And there would be a point when I couldn't tell Dylan from Owen, and I put a D on the head and an O on Owen's head, and probably shouldn't have said that, but and now I don't have to worry about it because Dylan wears a hat and Owen has short hair, so I can tell them apart. Let's see, Ben really said a lot of things, so mine's really going to be kind of short. So Dylan has been in Evansville for a long time now, and Grammy and I would go out to dinner and lunch with him and Abby, and learned a lot of things about Dylan. Ben's already listed almost all of them: the tenacious, commitments, energetic. I had personable and talkative. And the really great thing is he actually paid attention to us, which is really good. And I see a lot of young people here, so I'm putting in a plug for the grandparents of these young people that are here. I'm an old person here. Take your grandparents out for lunch and dinner. That you will have a good time, and the parents will be amazed. Well, they won't even know what you tell the grandparents. What I found out is grandkids tell grandparents things that the parents would just be amazed at. So this is a rehearsal weekend that Abbey and Dylan have, the rehearsal for the wedding tomorrow. But really, you two have been rehearsing for your wedding and the time after for a long time now. And I had things like Dylan was energetic, and he was a commitment in his woodworking and displayed in the fire pit that you built. And I know that from your personality and knowing you well, he's going to make a great husband, and you will have a great time together. And the fact that you now call me Zadie, that the three of us are really going to have a good time when we go out. So as everybody's now done before, we're going to raise our glasses. And if Grammy had been here, she would say, we wish you the best, the best. Yeah, congratulations. Yeah. I hope they got that on video right here.
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm a friend. Can you hear me? Yep. Okay. I'm a friend of Abbey and Dylan's, and I'm filled with joy to be here on this special day. From knowing Abbey from middle school speech meets, volleyball, and then rooming with my good friend Carly, and of course knowing Dylan as his high school classmate, I'm excited to celebrate the marriage of you two. One story I wanted to share was when my boyfriend and I were home and we came to visit Abbey and Dylan. And after being there that evening, I wanted to share a statement that I thought everyone should hear. Is my boyfriend has known also Dylan from grade school, and all of that from high school too. And he was telling me how Abbey brings out the best in him and brings out the best in his friend Dylan. And I thought that really brought tears to my eyes to see that my friend Abbey as well could bring happiness to his friend Dylan too. And also it's acknowledging to the eyes of others too. We all have life troubles in our life, and to find someone that brings out the best of you is truly one of God's great gifts that grants us. So to hear that Dylan found Abbey and Abbey finding Dylan is truly a happily ever after story. So I want to raise a glass to Abbey and Dylan as you guys embark on this new chapter. Know that your friends support you, offering love and support. Cheers to the happy couple and the love that unites us today. Cheers.
Hey, you're welcome. I know for a fact I wouldn't have made it through high school without Abby's locker being next to mine all 4 years and picking me up and making me smile every morning. Your energy is infectious and pushes me to be a little more like you every day. I'll never forget Costa trip and those sick nights. Sounds like Dylan's got you covered there, though. Or singing Disney songs at the top of our lungs, or watching Hoarders for hours in St. Louis. I'm excited for you, Abbey, and the life you have ahead of you with Dylan. Speaking of Dylan, I've gotten to know him and Owen quite a bit this summer with our weekly pickleball games, in which Abbey and I currently hold the championship title against two of them. Yeah, as long as you don't fact check that with either of them, we hold the title, yeah. Anyway, not only have I learned that Dylan is great at pickleball, but I've also gotten to see how you two interact, and I couldn't have dreamt of a better couple if I tried. Your life is sure to be filled with endless laughter, jokes, and loud, unsolicited jump scares. I can't wait to watch your love grow and for our undefeated pickleball record to stand against the two of them for years to come. I love you both. I can't wait to celebrate even more tomorrow. So with that, everyone raise a glass and cheers to the future Clipshes. Funny. Love you.
Good evening, everybody. My name is David Nunning, and of course I consider myself part of the Chapman family because I was pastor at St. Agnes, and I just consider myself part of the family. And I had servers, acolytes at Mass. Several of them I think are here. 1, 2, 3, at least 4 of them here. 5 acolytes. And I don't know if you realize that when an acolyte serves at Mass, they usually hold the book while you're saying the prayer. That means the book is right there, and right in back of it is the face and the eyes right there. And so I could see the eyes already of several people here that had a bright future. And it's nice to see those eyes again. I met Dylan, of course, much later after he became part of the Chapman family. I'm sorry about that. And so they came to Poseyville, and probably the neatest couple ever, because they would always bring lunch when we met and prepared for this wedding day. And I thought, man, this is an unusual couple. They have all the qualities that everybody else has described this evening. So I said, what causes that? You know, it's certainly not the pastor. It must be the family. And so I thought, if one could trace the spiritual heritage of people, wouldn't that be interesting to see what made them look like that? And maybe, so I made you a spiritual DNA chart that you have to
Open it.
Yeah. No, I don't know, you could just. Did you say he was crafty?
Right. What is he doing? He needs a knife.
Yeah. So this is your spiritual DNA.
Oh, wow.
Actually, you made 3, one for your parents and one for your. So I'm not going to ask anybody to raise a glass because I want everybody to drive home safely. But would you just join me in wishing them all the happiness in the world and God's blessing?